We talked to you earlier today and you've shown over the last 2 years you have the right mindset and the right approach to win this rally. How do you do that?
We haven't won any rallies here in Safari, and obviously last year we retired, and the year before had quite many trouble as well. So so far I haven't figured out yet how to win Safari.
But I think when I was looking at the strategy through the event, before you hit the trouble, each time you were absolutely in the right place.
But it haven't worked out yet, so
Third time's a charm.
let's see.
Fantastic, thank you. So, after looking at the Recce, the whole thing, all the modifications to the road, do you think it's a flat-out rally now, or are there still some tough sections in there?
I would say it's the worst we've had in the last couple of years. Friday is quite flat out, quite smooth, nothing too much special. Saturday again is quite a disaster. It's a safari spec. It's a challenge. All the stages on Saturday, they are really rough, and there is nothing about being flat out. And Sunday is a bit mixed. Few stages really quite nice, and then one which is really bad.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to cast your mind back to the end of the first rally that we did here, 2021. You said, make it tougher. So I guess the organisers have done that. What have you got to say now?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they've got these conditions for sure.
I think it's on your recommendation, Ott. It's all on you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. This is the Ott Tanak Safari Rally. Okay, sorry. So, I'm having to read here as I speak to you. I apologise. Eliud Kipchoge seemed like quite a deep thinker. That's the sprinter that you went running with. Could you take anything away from your time with him?
Yes, I'm not a good runner. That's for sure.
That's brilliant.
That's for sure. As a gift, I got a good pair of shoes, which shoot the running by themselves. So hopefully, I will get better by using these. But altogether, incredible inspiration for everyone around here. He's a great idol for all the local people, and really giving a big support, and also really sharing his experience with all the upcoming people, and then still same time, not giving up himself yet as well, still going well. So quite an impressive person.
Ott, he might be impressive, but for us in the rally community, you're the man here. These shoes that he gave you, what colour were they?
Some orange, pink, red, something like this.
So if you click the heels together 3 times, maybe you can get taken home.
Let's find out.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Pierre Luby, it's lovely to speak to you here. Just the Recce's completed on the rally. This is now the build up to the event. It's a couple of days, it's quite interesting. But you've been running with Kipchoge. What did you tell your cousin about that?
I think she will be a lot jealous for sure. She's a big fan of marathon, all this thing, and he's one of his idols. So it was a big chance for me to have this opportunity. It was fantastic.
And tell me, did you find him inspirational? I know you went out running with him. Is he a fantastic guy?
We speak quite a bit, and for sure what he's doing there for the kid, for the guy around him, his mindset, it's something very special. I think it can be great to everyone to have a chat with him. I think for what is humility, he's a top guy.
The humility is incredible. I know what you mean. Now, talking of approach, mental approach, humility, what do you think of this rally? What's your approach?
Yeah, to be very humble against this beast of rally. It's for the first time here, that will be something very, very special. I'm very surprised how rough it is. Honestly, I knew that would be rough, but at this point so much, it's quite surprised. I'm quite surprised.
I'm going to share something with you. Juha Kankkunen won this rally first time here.
Yeah. It was not exactly the same philosophy of Friday at this time, but why not? Finger crossed. I hope to do the same.
At the end of the start of the last day of the rally, which was a 6-day rally, he was still in 4th place and he came to first.
Yeah, so why not? Let's see, but honestly, it's possible that honestly, it's so easy to have something on this race, so you really need to go through.
That is the right strategy. That was a quiz question. You got the right strategy. Well done. And the rally itself, I mean, it's an amazing spectacle. What do you think of the country? What do you think of the stages?
Stages that, in terms of driving, it's not so difficult. It's really how the ground is. It can be very tricky. You can have some hole. It can be bumpy, very narrow, very sandy with no grip. So yeah, it's quite demanding. But the country, yeah, it's amazing. It's a very nice country. Sometimes we are a bit sad for all these people with who I think struggle so much to have even food. So yeah, this is a bad point, I will say. But for the rest, in terms of landscape, it's fantastic.
Okay, I'm going to give you one last piece of advice. It's not on my list of questions. If you go off the road and you get a little bit stuck and you need the spectators to come and help push you out, the Swahili is, for this, Kuja hapa saidia mimi.
Kuja sapa,
Kuja hapa
kuja apa,
saidia mimi.
kuja sapa, saidi mimi.
That's it, you've got it. Now they will lift
But
you
I
out
will
the
not
ditch.
say that. I will not say that.
Because you will not be stuck.
I will not be stuck for sure.
You've already demonstrated great performance on this rally in the past, but you struck problems. What have you learned from that?
That's basically a bit of a lottery over here, and yeah, that it's an endurance race. I mean, you have to get through. Anything can happen at any time, and yeah, we need to find a good approach. It's very hard because you can push and you can get through without problems.
You say that, but you pushed and you didn't get through without problems.
Yeah. I mean, last year we had again quite good speed, but with the fish, obviously, you push or you don't push, it doesn't change a lot. We were just not good enough prepared, so hopefully we are better prepared this year.
Is that personal preparation or team preparation?
Oh, the car was not strong enough, not good enough for here. We suffered with the water in the engine, we suffered with fish in the engine. We lost all the power twice, so yeah, not much we could do as a driver. This year, I think we are better prepared, but still it's going to be a challenge.
I watched your mechanical skills many times on the road section last year, and I was very polite and didn't ask you any questions during that time, but you're quite skillful. You're quite able to fix a car.
Yeah, I mean, last year as well we had the alternator issue, so we had to replace the alternator belt. We lost our bumpers in every stage, so we had no aerodynamic. We got a lot of water on the windscreens when it was muddy, when we couldn't see the road. Obviously, yeah, we faced those issues with the air intake. So there was a lot of things to do. And the year before as well, we came here, we had the engine running the wrong way, so we got some fire. We worked a lot on the car here over the past 2 years.
I saw it all.
And hopefully this year is a bit more quiet.
Okay, so a nice quiet year, and that brings us to the next question. You're telling us that all those list of issues with the car, you're confident they've all been fixed. So it's obviously important to capitalise on your win in Sardinia, but how important is it here to cement a good result?
It's going to be quite important for us. I mean, again, and especially against Kalle, who is the leading one in the championship, 25 points behind. And after Safari, there are some tough events for me to come with Finland, Estonia, where it's going to be hard to take more points than Kalle. So it's going to be important for me over here.
Thinking now about tyres, the tyre allocation. What are your thoughts on that? 24 soft, 8 hard. After seeing the struggle in Sardinia, would you prefer to have 24 hard, 24 soft, and you use 28 total, for instance?
No. I mean, the tire allocation here is fine. I think there will be no hesitation for anybody to use hards during the event. So we will be all on full soft for all the event, and it's not a secret.
Thierry, thank you very much.
DirtFish Live Center.
But what is DirtFish Live Centre? New for 2023, DirtFish Live Centre has been warmly received by rally fans all over the world. Why?
For one reason, it brings you right here, right to the heart of the action.
Head to dirtfish.com, click on Live Centre and follow the rally second by second. Enjoy exclusive behind-the-scenes photos, videos and analysis. What are you waiting for? Want to get involved? Simply enter your name and leave a comment. No sign-ups or logins required.
Danny, you missed this event last year, but the year before you were actually going very well and you didn't make any driving mistake, it was just a rock came up and broke the car. But how much of a disadvantage do you think you are compared to the other drivers, or are you feeling strong?
No, honestly, yeah, it's true. I was not there last year, but the stages they changed quite a lot because they repair and they change quite many corners and different. But yeah, it's a tough rally. It's still a really tough rally. Some of them they are like with many stones. It's also like a little bit like lucky rally. You know, you need to be like there, but you don't know how much you can push. And some places with a lot of rocks is different.
We've been right round the route, and we noticed there's many places that are unbelievably narrow with rocks, rock faces built into the road. You could not touch. You will get a puncture. You will lose a wheel. How much does that? How much caution do you have to take through those places?
Yeah, for me the more difficult is to know where you can really push or you need to really brake a lot to don't break nothing in the car, because it's if you take one loose stone like it's everywhere, it's very easy to take wheel off and to break suspension, to do something like this. No? But yeah, it's like but for example in other places like today, some of the stages of Sunday, you can really push hard, because they are really, really fast, and you need to push, because if not, the difference they will be like huge.
So, rating your chances here, Danny. You are the bedrock. You're the banker on championship points in each event. Traditionally, that would work in your favour on Safari Rally. The guy that's not pushing to the absolute limit, the guy that's keeping that little bit of extra reserve. What do you think your chances of winning here are?
Yeah, for sure. It's everybody can win here, and of course it's all about no mistakes, no. But look, 2 years before I was driving like normal. I take a stone and I just broke my wheel. But yeah, it's you don't know. When you see last year how many things happened during the rally, and also this year looks like it's at some point they will have some rain during the stages. It will be like good luck for everybody.
I can tell you're looking forward to that. I think the Danny Sordo luck is going to be very high this year.
Well, let's see. I will try to do my best like always, and I will try to take the rally like in intelligent side, to be a little bit clever and don't make mistakes, and let's see what we can do, if we can finish in the podium at least.
Esa-Pekka, you've had first time here in Safari? Yes?
Yes.
So you've done the Recce. What's your thoughts on the event? How spectacular is it? How tough is it? What's your thoughts on the rally?
Well, for sure it is exactly like I expected. I watched the footage from the last 2 years. Then I really watched the onboards last week to understand really which kind of stages they are. And I think I got a good big picture and a good idea how it is, and it looks very similar this year as well. I guess it's a bit more green this year. The grass is a bit longer, so it makes the road a bit less visible on the open areas, which is a bit tricky. But then on the other hand, I think the fresh parts are better conditioned than before. Well, I don't have the experience, but I think they are, because it didn't feel that the car, even the Recce car, would be stuck over there. So all in all, I think some sections are better. The open areas are a bit more difficult, but I think it's a bit less rougher than before.
Now, here's a double-edged question for you. What do you think your chances are, and what do you think about cutting here?
Well, the chances are not too high, or I don't put them too high, because I think the approach of mine should be a bit different than try to go for victory here. I think we need to just do similar approach than in Croatia. Just try to do every stage as fast as we can, try to be smart, and then we see where we are in the end of the rally. I'm sure if we are out of troubles all rally, we are in good position. I'm sure about that. the puncture risk is very high anyway throughout the weekend. And yeah, for sure on the open areas the cutting is massive. And you see many times some lines which are like cutting like more than one car, but this shouldn't be allowed. So it's a bit confusing in some places. Can you do it or not? Because sometimes there is like a sort of, it looks like a second road, but the main road is doing differently. So we try to clarify this place, is it possible or not or to cut. But yeah, there is plenty of cuts, which is not so nice when you need to make the new pace notes, and then you should check the pace note, the angle of the corner, and at the same time you should check the cut, which is quite difficult.
I'm going to give you some advice now. Don't worry about that. You do the right thing and you will do well in the rally.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly.
Simple as that. Second here last year. How do you go about winning this one?
I mean, it's not easy to win Safari. Obviously, you need to do obviously a smart drive, a lot of things to go your way, and I think you probably need a good bag full of luck to go with it as well, to be honest.
Yeah. But you've seen the Recce, you've done it all. It's looking, for my money, a little bit tougher in some areas, a little bit easier in others. The balance has changed slightly. Have you managed to capture all that?
Well, time will tell if we have or not. I think you're right in saying that there's some places that have, let's say, had some work and the condition is a bit better than what we've had in the past, and then there's other areas which are definitely worse and more extreme. So yeah, it's definitely Safari, it's part of it, and obviously it's going to be a long weekend.
Talking of the championship, and there's much talk about the championship being promoted more actively, differently. Do you feel that the Classic Safari here has a place in the championship? Should it be tougher? Should it be easier?
I mean, it's nice to have something this extreme. I think now, we have cars which are so strong. The standard sort of Sardinia or these type of rallies, they're pretty much a flat-out event these days. So I think Safari does bring a sort of a bit of an endurance or a sort of car management perspective to the championship, which I think if you look back through the years, it's always been part of the sport. So yeah, it has a place for sure.
Fantastic. And do you enjoy it?
Yes, and I think it's one of them. It's yes and no, isn't it? I think there's a lot of work, obviously, during the week. There's some moments of stress, I'm sure, during the weekend. But yes, ultimately, yes, I enjoy it.
But when you win it, you've won the toughest rally in the world, and it's the best event in the world then.
Well, you said that.
I think you can win this absolutely categorically. Now, looking at other WRC events, including this one, of course, tyre allocation. What do you think of the tyre allocation? 24 soft, 8 hard.
I mean, it's mostly soft that we need here. It's quite sandy ground. So yeah, we would always like more, I think, but yeah, I think it should work fine for here. I think the compound is not the biggest challenge, I guess.
You don't think it would just be better to give you a choice of 24 hards and 24 softs, and then you only use 28 from the allocation?
Possibly, yes, but I don't know logistically how easy that is to do.
Well, I can tell you that Toyota, in 1994 Safari Rally, which Toyota won, I think we had 900 tyres just for one team.
Yeah, but times have changed, I guess, George.
You're now looking at the championship. It's built slowly this year. You're now leading the championship. How important is it here for you to cement that, and how difficult would it be to balance the desire for winning against the championship result?
I think on this rally it's definitely difficult, and much more difficult this year as we don't have so big gap coming to the event like last year. Definitely need to balance between scoring good points and of course I try to win, and this is definitely a rally what you want to win. So, but it's not so easy.
No. How much do you want to win this rally?
A lot. It's a special event of the calendar. We have done it already once, so of course I want to do it again. It's always been an important rally for Toyota, especially in the old days. So I think we definitely want to see a Toyota car on the top step, and you always want to do it yourself.
That's lovely, but will you play the team game? Will you help your teammates through that?
Of course, it always depends on the situation where we are and how the race is going. But yeah, definitely like you said, this year we have been getting the points, being consistent and having, let's say, not wins but good finishes. So it's not going to be easy to try to sacrifice that.
Absolutely. It's been a fine championship year, very good strategy. Looks like it's been a strong strategy, so you'll just try and continue that here.
Yeah, definitely.
Welcome to DirtFish, where we'll teach you how to do this and this. And all you have to do is click this link. We'll see you soon.
Previous results here don't count for much. It's a new rally every time. We've seen already that the conditions and the stages, even though most of the kilometres are the same, there's a lot of new challenges and different routes and things to handle. So we need to tackle it like the endurance rally that it is and do our best.
There's an obvious question to ask about water splashes. Unless it rains, there's no real challenge here for you. But have you managed to make some mitigating actions to the issue of the water ingress in Sardinia, or are you just dealing with the drivers accordingly?
We're dealing with it as a team, so everyone has a role to play in this. Of course, it affected our rally significantly in Sardinia. Both the drivers and from technical point of view have some things to look at. So as a team, we're going to put that together and do the best we can. But we need to also remember that if we look back, it seems Toyota's the story, but almost everyone had an issue in a water splash at some point, with Pumas and Hyundais both stopping and misfiring. So I think it's not something that's limited only to us.
Well, categorically, 100%. Hyundai's had a major issue with that last year. Now, they say it's going to rain more. The rally is rougher than it's been in previous years, according to the drivers. Are you raising the car? Are you altering the setup?
Of course, we are making the setup based on the recce that both our engineering team and our drivers have done. Everything is within the range of what we would expect, and some parts are similar than last year. So we have all the information of what to do, and we don't see any challenge in that.
Tom, thank you very much. Good luck. We know that you'll be very well prepared. I love the team aspect of dealing with issues. It's the correct way to go here in Kenya. Team instruction-wise, is there a team strategy across the board, or is it just wait and see?
Toyota obviously has a very simple team orders, in the sense that we use all of our drivers' skill to be able to get as many cars near the top as possible. So all of our drivers have the opportunity to do the best they possibly can, which in the end is the best for the team, because we know specifically here in Safari that anything can happen to anyone at any time. So trying to decide what's going to happen in the rally beforehand is, at least in our opinion, not the way to go.